Magandang hapon at magandang hapon sa aking partner, ADG John.
Yes, magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Magandang hapon, partner Nina.
It's nice to have you back every Monday. You know, we look forward to all your updates mula po dyan sa National Security Commission. Kaya bago po tayo magpatuloy sa mga balita at talakayan, syempre pag-uusapan muna po natin ang update mula sa NSC. ADG John, unahin natin ang lumabas na report na di umano ay naka-invasion mode ang Chinese vessels na nasa Ayungin Shoal. Ano ang masasabi niyo dito?
Yes, Nina, no? Thank you for asking me that question kasi merong linabas na article or statement si Ray Powell, no? Si retired Colonel Ray Powell of the US Air Force. He's now connected with the Gordon Nutt Center at Stanford University na di umano naka-invasion mode ang mga Chinese vessels sa Ayungin Shoal because meron daw 11 Chinese maritime militia vessels na nakapaligid at yung iba ay pumasok na mismo sa shoal. No? Gusto po itong pabulaanan ng National Security Council kasi sa ngayon po, nakamonitor tayo ngayon. No? I got the latest data bago ako lumabas dito sa ating programa na yung Chinese maritime militia ay umalis na po lahat.
Okay.
No? They already left as of yesterday's report and na-confirm din natin ngayong umaga. Lahat sila ay umalis na at ang naiwan na lang as per our latest monitoring is one Coast Guard vessel, yung CCG 5204. So, sa ating po mga kababayan na nababahala,
Yes.
no? Kasi nga lumabas ito sa mga pahayagan, meron din sa mga balita na naka-invasion na pala, no? At baka lusubin na yung ating BRP Sierra Madre. We would like to ang tawag niyan this report, no? Dispel, no? Itong report na ito. And siguro ang masasabi natin, yung sinabi ni Ray Powell is more of a hyperbole. No?
Okay.
Or as an exaggeration of what is happening there.
Opinion, maybe, perhaps, was it stated as a fact na, di ba?
Yes, kasi syempre when people read yung word invasion mode, iba na, no? Kasi totoo naman, during our most recent prore, the other weekend, madami talaga yung mga barko ng China doon. Around more than 40. No? Merong Chinese Maritime Militia, may Coast Guard, at may Navy. So, nung pumasok sa shoal, ang sabi ni Ray Powell, it looks like an invasion.
It
Pero,
looks like.
well, ang sabi niya, it's an invasion mode, it's highly unusual, it's a show of force of
Okay.
Beijing. Now, I don't want, of course, to make assessments dun sa kanyang opinion. But if we're talking about the facts on the ground, hindi po totoo na the Chinese are in invasion mode. In fact, umalis na sila. There's only one Chinese
Now.
Coast Guard left in Ayungin Shoal.
Ito ba yung mga nakapark na nakita rin natin, no, na sinabi mo, pinark lang nila yung kanilang mga barko doon, tapos wala naman masyadong tao. Is this a
Yes.
different area?
Iba naman, that's Julian Felipe Reef. That's
Okay,
a different
nandun pa rin
area.
yun. Ang dami
Nabawasan
rin
na rin.
nun. Oo.
Nabawasan na rin sila, no? Not as many as we first monitored na inilabas natin sa ating mga kababayan. So, ganun po yan fluctuating yung number, no? And we've gotten used to this swarming, but continuous yung ating monitoring. We send out patrols every now and then. At yung atin pong mga tropa sa Ayungin Shoal, tumutulong din na paalisin itong mga Chinese Maritime Militia. So they're no longer there. What's left is one ship, the Chinese Coast Guard 5204.
So, sana hindi na bumalik, ano? Magpasko na lang muna sila, no?
Magpahinga muna
palampasin
tayo
muna
lahat.
ang Pasko. Oo. Ito naman, ADG John, pag-usapan natin itong Reciprocal Access Agreement na
Yes.
tinalakay ng Pangulong Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. at Japan Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. Ano ang detalye nito, ADG, at ano ang benepisyo nito para sa Pilipinas at sa Japan?
Well, ikinakatuwa natin niya yung nangyaring summit sa Japan and yung naging anunsyo ng ating Pangulo. Kasi nagsimula na po yung formal negotiations for the Reciprocal Access Agreement with Japan. In fact, noong November 29 to 30, a team from the DND, from the DFA and the DOJ started the negotiations in Tokyo in last November 29 to 30. So, talagang pinamamadali ng dalawang leader ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos at si Japanese Prime Minister itong dinegotiate nito. And I think the target is to have that signed next year, no? Or the earlier, the better. So, pag meron po tayong ganitong RAA with Japan, is this really the signals the increase in the partnership, no, between the Philippines and Japan, kasi magiging strategic partnership na siya. At yung tanong mo tungkol sa magiging pakinabang nito, malaking pakinabang ito sa ating security, number one, at pangalawa, sa ating disaster response.
Will we be seeing them on our shores? Ganun ba? Will it be like mutual defense thing na balikatan exercises? Ganon?
Yes, something similar to that. So, it's like kung baga in Philippine analogy, it's more by like a visiting forces agreement.
Okay.
Kung saan yung mga tropa natin can also go to Japan to do drills, no? Not necessarily to go to Universal Studios, but more to do trainings in Japan.
Right.
At yung mga Japanese soldiers naman
Dito
can come back to
naman.
the Philippines to do training. So, as tama yung sinabi mo na, it's like a balikatan exercises.
Right. Okay, hindi pa tayo tapos. Huli na lang, no? ADG, nagkasundo ang Japan ASEAN leaders na palakasin ang cooperation sa maritime security. Ano ang kahalagahan nito para sa Pilipinas at dito sa tumitinding tensyon diyan sa West Philippine Sea?
Yes. Ninya, ikinatutuwa natin yung naging bunga nitong ASEAN Japan Summit na diniluhan ng ating Pangulo, no? And the National Security Council led by National Security Advisor Ed Año. Would like to congratulate the President for the success of the summit. Why? Because merong joint statement na ipinalabas yung lahat ng bansa. At napakaganda yung nakasulat doon, no? All the countries in ASEAN together with Japan will promote a rules-based Indo-Pacific region, no? Will promote a free and open Indo-Pacific, and they will push for the resolution of disputes by peaceful means without threat and use of force. No? This has been the position of the Philippines from the very beginning. At alam mo niya, marami sa mga kababayan natin nagtataka, bakit yung mga ibang ASEAN countries hindi nagsasalita pag merong mga insidente nangyayari sa West Philippine Sea? But madalas tahimik sila. We don't hear them talking about a rules-based international order or a free and open Indo-Pacific. No? And kaya ikinatuwa ng National Security Council yung naging bunga ng pagsusumikap ng ating Pangulong Marcos na mahikayat yung iba't ibang bansa na suportahan yung posisyon ng Pilipinas. So this is really a testament to the strength of the position of the Philippines.
That's right. Yeah, we've been asking nga na bakit wala tayong masyadong naririnig. For example, dun mismo sa ASEAN neighbors natin,
Yes.
maliban sa Japan, no?
Yes.
Nakakarinig pa tayo mga UK, Canada,
Yes.
but usually sa Vietnam, Indonesia, na aminan naman natin, we're all, di ba,
Yes.
kinocontest natin some parts of the West Philippine Sea.
Yes. So this is a welcome development. Nung nabasa ko nga yung joint statement, sabi ko, wow. This means that yung ating mga neighbors, no, kapitbahay sa ASEAN region, they may not be as vocal, but at this certain moment na nandun yung heads of state ng ASEAN together with the Japanese Prime Minister, ilalabas nila yung isang joint statement that essentially supports the position of the Republic of the Philippines.
Alright, maraming salamat sa mga update mo, ADG John.